Hi, everybody. Welcome back for another Tarot Tea Time. This one, of course, on Hailey and Justin Bieber. Let's take a sip before we get started, you guys. I am a little nervous about this one. I'm not going to lie to you. I need a sip. This is some champagne. Actually, it's a little bit of Prosecco. So if you guys have a little water, a little champagne, coffee, whatever you have, take a little sip because you guys, I think this one's going to be a doozy. My intuition is already telling me we need to buckle our seatbelts. Okay, so here is where we're at. This is why I decided to do Hailey and Justin Bieber. First of all, I love them both. I think they're precious, gorgeous human beings, living their purpose, all that good stuff, right? But in the press, there's been so much that's been said about them that's very controversial. So on one hand, like for example, at the Met Gala, they looked beautiful. They looked amazing. But there were all of these rumors swirling that when they went on the red carpet, Hailey actually put her sunglasses on. She was doing that like very Audrey Hepburn moment, Americana energy. People said that she put her sunglasses on because people were chanting Selena Gomez's name. Now, I don't know if that's true. I wasn't at the Met Gala, unfortunately, not yet, manifesting, but I wasn't there. Neither were you. We don't know. So, what was really going on? He was comforting her. It kind of looked like that. If you haven't seen it, go just YouTube it. YouTube that moment, like Hailey and Justin at the Met Gala, Hailey crying. Everyone was saying that she was crying. I don't know. I couldn't really decide. I watched some videos. I just couldn't really tell either way because I really do like them and I am rooting for them, but they're very confusing to me. There was also that moment in Las Vegas when it looked like Justin was yelling at Hailey. Now, let's be fair. We weren't there. Again, we don't really have context, which is why they're perfect for a tarot tea time to get clarity because there's just so much we don't know. So he was yelling at her, it looked like, allegedly. And then, their reps or someone, I forgot who, from their camp came back and said essentially that he was just recounting a story. He was very passionate or he was very excited. The energy was not directed towards Hailey. He was just telling her something in a way that from, an outside angle looked like it was aggressive. Now, I will say this, honestly, it seems like BS, but on their behalf, I will say this. My husband sometimes, when he's retelling a story from a courtroom, he's a lawyer, he'll get really intense and I'll say, babe, smile, when we're at dinner, because if he doesn't smile, it honestly looks like he's yelling at me. And people have turned to look before thinking he was talking to me and he wasn't. He was just passionately retelling a story, something that happened. He was excited. He was acting out, the other person. And it looks like he's yelling at me. So I'll be like, babe, relax, smile. And he knows what that means now. And he'll just do it. And then we laugh about it. But I don't know, was that what was going on with them? Or was Justin really lashing out at her? There's been so much going on. And then on Entertainment Tonight, they recently released something where they were saying that Justin was talking about having a baby by the new year. That's pretty quick. That's coming up, you guys. So I was like, okay, there's so much going on. There's so much controversy. There's so much buzz about these two, and I'm rooting for them. Let's find out what's really going on. Let's stop with the speculation and let's let the tarot do the talking. I'm going to have another glass of champagne for this, sip. Oh my God, another sip. Okay, let's see what we get for these two. I'm nervous. Why am I nervous? Okay. Let's do Justin first. I don't know why, but I want to do his energy first just because I feel like intuitively, I feel his energy very strong on this topic. I mean, he was the one talking about having a baby. I don't know. I'm just feeling his energy kind of strong right now. So let's do his first. Okay. Let's see what we get. Okay. For Justin, I have the 7 of Wands reversed. Okay. So to me, this means that he is dealing with a lot of pressure. I think that's something that we've been seeing. That's not very surprising to me. It's probably not surprising to you guys at all. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of this reading, by the way. But He's going through a lot of pressure, you guys. In a love reading, this is a signal of defensive behavior, denial of some sort in a love relationship, and it could be a breakup that is caused by external pressure rather than internal conflict. Ooh, this like makes me so sad, you guys. I hate this. So Justin's energy right now is he's feeling a lot of pressure from the outside world. And I'm not that, honestly, you guys, I'm not surprised because, and I'm sure you're not either, because with the Selena drama, with everyone constantly putting him under a microscope, I can imagine that that kind of pressure would get to a person and it would make it really hard to have a relationship that's under a petri dish. I'm married and my relationship gets difficult enough. And we love each other and we're best friends. That's just a part of life. All relationships go through ups and downs and difficulties because we are all human beings and everybody is different. And if anybody tells you something other than that, be careful because I think that's a sign of dishonesty because every single person is unique. And so we're all going to have different points of view, and learning to cope with that is what love and relationships, especially in the long term, that's what that's all about. So I think the fact that he's dealing with issues, it's hopeful that they're coming from outside the relationship. The Seven of Wands reverse is telling us that they're from outside the relationship. It's not internal. It's not between he and Hailey. But this kind of conflict is very intense and it could signal a potential breakup or some of that energy starting to creep into the connection, which is really concerning, you guys. Okay, let's see what Hailey's energy is. You guys, I knew it. I was so anxious. I knew it was going to be something like this. Okay. Hailey's energy. Three of Swords. Okay. So for Hailey, this is the heartbreak card. Again, I'm vibing on the energy right now and I'm vibing on what I've seen. So for me, I'll always see headlines and stuff, but then I'll when I see the actual photos of the people or the videos, I get a different energy sometimes. And I think that's just because media spends things different ways to write a story. I've been a journalist for a very long time, so I do understand how that is. And when I'm doing these types of things, these types of readings, I just go to the core of the energy. So with Hailey, I really do think, you guys, that she is feeling very sad. She is feeling very down. I do think that, so I was on the fence before about the Met Gala thing and how everyone was saying oh, people were chanting Selena's name and that's why she put her sunglasses on and she was crying and Justin was comforting her. Then other people said that's not true. She just put on her sunglasses and, they were having a conversation. I think that it was true. I think that people were actually heckling them and chanting Selena's name, which honestly, you guys, I know that if you're a Selinator, I think that's how you guys, Selinator. If you're a Selinator, I think that's amazing. Selena Gomez is a wonderful human being. And by the way, Tarot T, which is going to be coming up next, her with Chris Evans, oh my God. Selena's going to find her person, you guys. I don't think it's really that healthy to put her against Hailey Bieber when Justin has already decided to marry Hailey. That's got to be pretty painful, you guys. Even if we love Selena, we've got to still understand that Hailey's a human being who's going through something with this. That's not healthy. She loves Justin. Clearly they're in love. So I don't like any of that. Even though I love you guys, that's just not healthy. So this is really sad, you guys. I feel such a sad vibe. Yeah, she's disappointed. I think that based on the tarot reading, I think that she hates the narrative. I think that she's very tired of it. I think that it has really hurt her and broken her heart in many ways. I think that she's also been let down because there have been times where maybe she feels like Justin could have said or done more and he didn't. And I'm not saying that I'm judging him or faulting him. Listen, I'm a Sagittarius rising. We're the most non-judgmental of the bunch. I'm just giving one perspective. And I can understand that, that has to be really, really difficult. And she's a Sagittarius too, by the way. So she's very understanding. But this has been a lot for her. And I can understand that. I think that she's very hurt at this moment. Okay, moving on. What is their energy together? Okay, so let's see. Ooh, let's see what's next. You guys, this energy feels super heavy. So, okay, you know when I did Beyonce and Jay-Z last, that was like, I was like, oh, we're getting like the sun card, all this. I'm actually getting a lot of different energy for this couple, a lot of drama, sadness, and things that they are learning and working through. They're also very young, so I think that they're both learning a lot about themselves in this relationship, which that's what we all go through, right? Like that's healthy. You learn the most, I feel like, around your solar Saturn return in your late 20s. So like, I get it. I think they're going through it. They're learning, they're growing. It's all okay. It's all healthy. But this is a definitely more intense reading than the ones I've done in the past, except for Amelia and Scott's. That was pretty intense too. Okay, so we have the Knight of Swords. My God. All right, I'm going to take another sip of my Prosecco. I am struggling with this, you guys. Okay, Knight of Swords for their combined relationship energy. Ugh. Okay, so either they are on the mend from a past issue that they both went through in their relationship, or, and I don't like to say this, or, I don't like to feed into this narrative. But the alternative is that there have been issues with commitment in the relationship at different times. Knight of Swords energy. Swords is the energy of thinking. It's not an emotional vibe. So it's interesting that they did not get an emotional card or a loving card or like a king or queen card. Like the Knight of Swords it's a very energetic card. The Knights are like the energy. They're like, it's like not that maturity of a king or queen yet in the tarot deck, but it's like that energy of building, creating, go. It's like that very like intense energy. So they're really both kind of on top of it right now. They're really thinking a lot. They're really in their heads about the relationship. And honestly, how it affects them in an ego sense and how it affects their careers. So that's kind of a lot. Okay, let's see what's next. I mean, that makes some sense, I mean, they definitely, I think, have been beneficial for one another's careers, but that's not an emotional card, which I think is sort of weird that they don't get an emotional card. All right, so let's see what let's see what's next for them. What's next? Because the energy they're in right now, we got commitment issues, heartbreak, difficulty with pressure from the outside world. I mean, this all is kind of checking out, but it's not great. So let's see what's coming next for them. I hope they get out of this energy. It's not a great vibe. Whew, okay, we're having some jumpers. Okay, you guys, this is an intense reading. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands, the Fool. I'm going to do a little cluster here because I think they all tell a story. Eight of Wands, Fool, Three of Pentacles. The Star card, Page of Cups. I know, it's like it's all of them at once, but it's because this is very intense energy. So let me start at the beginning of the story. So first I got the Eight of Wands. You guys, this is something happening quickly. I think that they are going to have a baby. I'm not saying that it's going to happen by the new year because, Justin is being very enthusiastic and he's excited. I've heard Hailey in other interviews say that she's not quite ready to have a baby. So it might not happen right away, but I do believe it's going to happen fairly quickly. They are going to get pregnant. They are going to have a baby. If she's not already pregnant, but I don't think she is. I just feel like there are very rapid changes coming for them that are going to be beneficial for them. Thank goodness. If you guys are a Hailey and Justin stan, you'll be relieved because they also have the Fool card, which means a fresh start in their relationship. The Star card, which is a wish fulfillment, they're definitely going to have a baby because this is Justin's wish fulfillment, okay? And then Page of Cups, a new emotional beginning. Three of Pentacles, a new project for them to work on together, which is going to be very beneficial for them. Okay, so I know this is so weird because a lot of the time people will say like, well, having a baby doesn't fix things. And a lot of the time, most of the time, 99.9% of the time, it does not. That's my belief anyway. I don't think it does fix things. I think you need to be in a great relationship that's healthy and thriving, and then you have a baby that you introduce into the situation and everything's, and you can just like give more to the child. It's like you give the baby your overflow. With this couple, and this is really kind of interesting, but I've done past readings on them with like just their birth charts and things on my podcast, Be Zen with Brit. And it's really more of a Justin thing. This sounds kind of crazy, but it's more of a Justin thing from his birth chart. I know it's a little intense, but truly, I do believe that it is part of his purpose to be a father and that he does feel that in his soul. And I do think that it is going to change him. I think he's one of those exceptions to the rule, which there are always exceptions to the rule, right? He is one of those exceptions to the rule. I think that when he does have a child, when Hailey does become the mother of his child, I think that it is going to finally help him to cross over into a more mature part of his life. I think he's been trying really hard to do so. You know, when we saw him becoming, you know, a Christian or becoming more open about his faith. When we saw him getting married because he wanted to be relatively young. I almost said because he wanted to be a father. That's so weird. That's weird. But like, I meant that too. But because he wanted to be a husband and he wanted to have a committed relationship and a family, I feel like that is what has always been missing in his life. So I do feel that he is one of the rare exceptions that once he does have that, you know, wife and child, what will make him feel like he finally has his own family, I do think that that is going to make him happy. And I think that he will actually feel a lot better about his life. And I think that he will be a better person for it. I think that Hailey, she's a Sagittarius. So especially because she's so young, you know, Sagittarians, you guys, it's hard for them to commit. Once they commit, they're very loyal. But even though they're loyal, they still want this freedom to be able to explore and do different things. I'm a Sagittarius rising and I haven't had kids yet. So like, I get it. I do want to have children, by the way, and I need to hurry up. But I get it. Like, I definitely get it. And I think that with Hailey, because she has that same energy, I understand why she's wanting to wait a little bit. And so I think that he's on a little bit of a different wavelength, but I think that whether they're like, it's like ready or not, here I come. That's kind of the energy that I'm feeling, that they're going to have a baby. And I think that it's going to really help their relationship and it's going to be a really positive thing. And I don't think that it's going to be more than a year. So it's going to be coming quickly. All right, you guys, that's the tarot tea on them. Oh my gosh, that really stressed me out. Hold on. Ooh, okay, I love you guys so much. Thank you. Sorry, like that was a lot. You guys, that was a lot. I felt the energy for some reason. It was pretty intense. Okay. I love you guys so much. If there are more celebrities or people or yourself, if you want a tarot tea time reading, leave a comment below and we'll see what we can do for you. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching and please subscribe, like the video, do all the things so that we can keep on growing and thriving in this community. And I will see you guys for the next one. I have new videos coming out this week. We got the podcast. We got a new TV show episode. So it's all coming your way. But I love you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.